Hey everybody, this is your girl Ericka from the CLASSYIT blog. I'm kicking off this one. Listen, I told you they'd be back. We are back. Listen, I had to ask them more questions because you guys know what's going on. We're going to have a future where a lot more people are going to get into construction. They're going to get into house building. They're going to get into fixing roads. You know, listen, that infrastructure bill got all kind of pork in it, okay? They're going to need people doing all kind of work. So I said, who better to bring on and talk about the future of construction, the future of handyman businesses, the future of growing a business in the smart way, because you need systems, baby. Then three people who have done so in their respective areas, and I love it. So listen, I want you guys to kick it off by introducing yourself. First, I want Miss Rochelle Ward to introduce herself, then Mr. Terry, the electrician, and Mr. Station, if you guys could, please.
All right, well, you guys know who I am. They call me the queen of appliance repair. This is Rochelle Ward coming from sunny South Florida, where we do it better than anybody else. I have my own appliance repair business here. I have a coaching group, Solid Steps to Wealth. And of course, we are co-creators of Text to Titans, our course. That's a little bit about me.
Hey, Terry the electrician here, and I am a electrical contractor here in Atlanta, Georgia. Been running my business now for a little over 20 years, 35 years in the trade, and I'm here for the ride with the Titans.
Listen, you got to big up Atlanta. Now she done bigged up Florida. You can't just let her come through and not big up Atlanta, okay?
Well, you know what we say, ain't no more playing GA. So
okay.
Hey, everybody. My name is Lamar Station. I am a retired military officer of 23 years. And as my post-military career move, I decided to move into the trades, which has been the best decision I could have ever made. I own an appliance repair business called Appliance Professionals of Louisville. So I'm out here in Louisville, Kentucky. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to sharing what I can.
Oh man, listen, you guys, if you could drop your city and state in the chat, let me know if you hear me. Listen, y'all go ahead and put a little Florida or Atlanta in that mud, because I know Kentucky ain't in it unless it's basketball. So listen, in North Carolina, we the best. So let's just let Kentucky do what it do. What made you guys come up with this decision to start this business, to start this co-created project? What were you guys seeing in the marketplace?
Go ahead, Lamar, give them your best shot, and I'll follow up, and then we'll wrap it up with Terry.
Yeah, so what I saw in the marketplace is that when it comes to appliance repair, the trades, and even for my own situation, okay, there's multiple levels to this. So what you have is you have people that pick up the trades and say, hey, you know, I want to do, you know, generational wealth. I want to build a business. You know, I want to be in something that's booming, that's hot. You know, that's fine. So, you know, you get in, I mean, you're working hard, you're making good money, you're doing all the great things. But then there's another level. And so when I got with Miss Ward, you know, I quickly understood that I was doing a lot. I was working hard. I'm grinding. But man, there's a mecca out there, which is, you know, you're better, cheaper, faster. And oh, by the way, you're working less, you know, because you're using all these tools and processes and you're growing. So now instead of just grinding, you're able to look above the clouds, still run your business, still manage it, you know, still have the income coming in, but you're making better decisions. And guess what? When you're making those better decisions, you're able to take that money and you're able to move to other places. You're able to do other things, you know, put it in stocks, put it in some real estate, you know, whatever. So me as being a military guy, I'm all about selfless service. You know, I always tell people, you don't join the military to get rich. You know, I was 18 when I joined. So I'm like, hey, you know, at one little stripe on my arm, and I'm like, I want to go serve my country. You know, but over the years, I quickly figured out that the mentors that really guided me kept me from being that person who possibly could not achieve the greatness that I did. Okay. So I've had many roles where I would sit down with people, I help groom them. They would either listen to me and do great things, you know, and maybe not get passed over for promotion or maybe get that next role. And then you have other people who are just like, man, I'm just going to work hard. I'm just going to come in every day and I'm just going to put my head down. I'm going to do great. Well, guess what? I end up being their boss. You know what I mean? so that's what I see. You know, it's a different industry with government versus, you know, appliance, but it's the same process overall. Okay. You know, there's two roads you can go. You can either have professionals like myself, Terry, Rochelle, you know, who have gone through it, put those issues on our back, guide you through, make you more successful, allow you to go further faster, you know, and allow you to scale. Or, you know, every bump in the road, I mean, you're just hitting, it's knocking you down, you're getting back up. It's knocking you down, you're getting back up. It's knocking you down, you're getting back up. So we want to be the people that, you know, kind of guide you through, let you learn from our mistakes and be part of your journey to success.
You know, before you answer, Rochelle, I was going to say what you just said is so important, Mr. Station, because you have people like, I'm just going to work hard. I'm just going to post every day. I'm going to do this every day. And I'm like, you're taking the nuance out of it. You're taking the strategy out of it. You're taking, we all know a contractor that's always busy and broke. We all know one person like, well, hey man, I really need you. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I thought you said you need money. Yeah, I'm broke, but you know, I'm so busy over here. And that is not what, you know, I think that's unfortunately what people think of blue collar trades is they think of the guy who's always busy. He's never home with his family and he's broke and he's complaining about money and customers aren't grateful. And I want to dispel that myth. I want to get rid of it. You know, that was part of why I created Middleman to Millions course, because I saw people who were, as you saw on TV, blue collar millionaires. They had a system, they had a strategy. But go ahead, Rochelle, hit it up.
Yeah, well, what I saw in the market is exactly, you know, piggybacking off of Lamar. At the end of the day, you know, people talk to me all the time. They like, I just don't know how you came in and just took over such a big piece of the industry. Everybody knows you, you know, and for me, all I did was transfer systems out of the automotive world into appliance repair. So basically when I started, I was running into the same potholes and problems that everybody else had. It's just that when I saw a problem, it was an opportunity to create a solution. And then I would ramp those solutions up because we want to put solutions in place that are long-term, not short-term. Solutions that will allow us to scale, which means every tool, every app, every program at our disposal, we weaved it into our businesses. And that's the name of the game. Like Ericka said, it's about strategy. Shout out to Andre Hatchett, you know, which is, of course, a person that I've seen on Ericka's show many times and talking about systems. And that's the whole thing. You got to be able to not just duplicate yourself, but streamline the process and make it as profitable and as seamless as possible. And what people don't understand is most people get into appliance repair and they create a job and not a business because they feel like their hands have to touch everything. No, what your hands have to do is touch everything, create a process, and trim out the fat. Like prime example, I had a job today. I shot it out to my coaching clients. I said, look, this job is $2,000. The part cost me $350. I knocked out the job in 30 minutes and the customer sat down and made me dinner. And I sent them a picture of the dinner.
You over there winking at people. I see what you're doing. I see you, Miss Ward. Okay, now cut it out.
So at the end of the day, it's about, you know, having systems, but I targeted that customer, that particular clientele. I work on specific appliances. I focus on those particular brands that are low recall. Like everything came from trial and error. This is why we created a course, because we see all these guys with all this technical background, but they're steadily running on a treadmill because they think that they're accomplishing stuff from a W-2 mindset. They haven't stepped outside of the box to actually see, how can I create processes, hire someone to do them, you feel me, and still run my business. It's not as hard as people think, but first we have to deal with the mindset, you know, and that's what we did. Terry, myself, and Lamar, we had a live Q&A last night about that, just going over those type of things. So at the end of the day, what we saw in the business is no innovation for the one-man shop or, you know, two-guy shop. You know, they don't feel like they can move like the big guys. So I was able to develop those relationships with WorkEase, which is the CRM I use and all that good stuff. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about processes. and the trades are wide open, and appliance repair is one of the best trades you can get into because of the low entry. Like there's low barrier to entry in most states. So the sky's the limit. So we saw the opportunities, and this is why we created Tech to Titans.
Man, listen. One day I'm gonna get like Terry the electrician. I'm gonna be able to have my face behind me when I'm talking. Man, come on, talk to me, Terry. You out there in Atlanta,
you
probably
gonna miss the opportunity.
Probably
Go
looking
ahead,
out the
Terry.
window. You know, Terry probably looking out the window, got all his electricians running around finishing jobs. Tell me, Terry, how is it in the big ATL?
You know, it's the ATL is doing just about whatever, you know, any other major city is doing right now, adjusting to what's going on with the economy overall. But fortunately, I've been able to carve out a niche for myself where I really don't have to worry too much about what the economy is doing per se, because of the clientele that I have cultivated, especially over the past 2 years. So for me, it's all about the level up, and I'm always looking for strategic partnerships. Now, when I find myself in a situation where I can connect with somebody who has a vision as big as mine, I'm always good. But when I find myself in a situation where I can connect with somebody who has a vision even bigger than mine, then, you know, it's a no-brainer for me. And that's what Rochelle brought to the table when she approached me about being a part of this collective. I mean, when she laid out the vision that she had for this thing, I could see it clearly. But like I said, it's bigger than the vision that I have. So she's got a whole lot more incorporated in this thing that I'm even seeing. And for me, that's a good thing because there's plenty of room to grow.
I love it. I love it because you got years and years of experience, especially in a ATL market, you know, and sometimes what people think is, oh man, people are going to get in here and they're going to struggle and their business is going to have slow seasons, but you guys can really teach them how to have healthy seasons. There's no reason for people to come out here and struggle when you got, I mean, right now the government is asking for 25 million houses to be built. Right. Every city you go to, there's construction on every corner, you know, and I'll hear some guy say, well, you know, they undercutting us, man. They underbidding, man. You know, I like, listen, come on. Some of that's you, baby, because they'll take anybody out here today. OK. So I'm thinking from you being in Atlanta, you know, how many young men or young women are like, hey, I really want to be an electrician. I really want to work. And you got to tell them, hold on now. Let me get you together.
Honestly, not many.
Wow.
I don't have many approach me. Over the years, I've trained a lot of young men in this trade. But today, I don't have many approach me. I really don't.
Interesting. Listen, I'm about to call the city of ATL and tell them they got to call you. They got to start getting them water boys off the corner and send them over to you. Rochelle, are you having that same experience in Florida or different?
No, I mean, we got plenty of people. First of all, you know, we global. You know, you just got to speak a couple other languages other than English and respect other cultures. I'm going to just keep it a buck. You know, my Haitian brothers and sisters, my Cuban brothers and sisters, my Dominican brothers and sisters, they on the grind. And let's not even talk about my Ukrainian brothers and sisters.
Oh, they come for real. They come to work.
Real. You know, they come to work and they work as a team. They believe in group economics, and I'm not hating. In fact, I'm taking notes. And so anytime I can, you know, like, I mean, let me explain something to you. I had a customer say something that they wanted someone that was English speaking only. I was like, well, I speak Ebonics, so I guess I'm not qualified. You know what I'm saying?
He said, no, what I tell you?
You know, at the end of the day, you know, the key is that I'm in South Florida. So like it or not, it's global, and I just respect the culture, and I believe in excelling in all fronts, because there was a time that would have been, make sure they was something else. I'm not gonna say it on the channel.
Yeah. I feel you though.
But at the end of the day, you know, all the people I coach, my guys are Nigerian, they're Spanish, they're Haitian. You know what I mean?
Well, don't you guys worry. I'm gonna go ahead and ask Tim Jackson, because I thought about doing it this summer. But, you know, when y'all get some time, maybe come talk to the young youth. You know, he does a rural youth mentoring, and sometimes he's got 300, 400 boys there, you know, teenagers, you know, and they're always looking for something next level. Listen, we can send some of them to Atlanta or Florida, put them to work. Hey, I'm open to it, right? Look, Mr. Station said you can send them to Kentucky, but
Absolutely.
I don't know what they're gonna do up there, but ride horses and stuff, but they're gonna be out there having a good time. Okay, so let's say somebody's coming to y'all and they got a little bit of skills. Maybe they can fix a thing or two. People told them they're handy. You know, if they come to y'all, what's something they can learn? What you gonna do for them? Mr. Station, what you doing for them? They call you up, they say, listen, man, I got a little bit of skill. I'm ready to get in the tech titans. What do I need to do?
Yeah. So, you know, what we do for them is, you know, number one, we talk to them, you know, so, you know, you have a conversation and you're trying to understand. So what I try to understand is, you know, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? You know, and, you know, why is something like this very important to them? You know, and just be real, you know, and just be transparent. And the big thing is I'm confident that we can meet them where they're at and where they need to go. It's just so diverse. Like with the three of us, we have touched so many things, so many industries. So like Ms. Ward said, so many processes that, you know, we can find a way to really maximize the opportunity for them. But at the same time, Ericka, I'm going to be straight up. I will let them know deep down how passionate I am about the trades, specifically about appliance repair being a gateway to wherever they're trying to go, wherever they're trying to go. And like we talked earlier, you know, the low barrier to entry is critical. Okay. But, you know, with that low barrier to entry, you know, kind of like when you're bowling, you know, and you put the rubber, you know, put the rubber down in the gutter, you know, to make sure that the ball goes straight, you know, it doesn't become a gutter ball. That's still what they need. You know, no matter where you're coming in at, you still are going to need that, you know, and that's what we are. You know, we're going to bounce you back and forth. We're going to, you know, keep you going straight to achieve that goal.
Listen. So let's say you have a guy, he's like, I'm so busy, but I'm broke. What are y'all doing for him? Are y'all saying, look, let me talk to you. Let me examine your business.
Absolutely. First thing we're going to say is, what's your minimum daily goal? Okay. And if you're not meeting your minimum daily goal, we got to look at your numbers, because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business.
Facts.
So the thing is, if you are working, and see, I've been that guy, so I know this firsthand. If you out there and you staying busy and you out here doing jobs every day, sun up to sundown, and you still broke, you are, first of all, you're not charging enough.
Oh, okay.
Point blank period. You're not charging enough. I mean, there's only 4 ways to grow a business: get more leads, get more sales, get more money per transaction, get more transactions per customer. We're going to take a look at those 4 areas and see where you lacking, and then we're going to kick it into overdrive.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, people tell you, man, oh, I'm doing this, I'm knocking doors all day. Like, show me the books, show me the numbers. What
Exactly.
Who are you talking to? I think that's super, super important. What is something you guys see as far as appliance repair? Do you see it getting exploding more? Because, you know, you think about it, first thing I think when I talk about appliance repair, I think of Sears. I'm like, you used to be able to go to Sears or call Sears and they come fix your stuff. Ain't no Sears no more. You know, how can a person stand out in this industry?
Well, number one, they have to show up professional. I mean, in a lot of markets, people struggle because they're hiring the wrong people, and these people show up not trained, no customer service skills. They just basically pick them up off the street. You know, the reason why I've been able to be so successful is because we come professional. All my guys are courteous, and we're making our mark in the industry. So, you know, the key is to come in with a plan and with a strategy. And that strategy needs to be laid out. You have to, as the owner, have to set the tone. If you're a one-man shop and you're starting, you're going to make sure, say you just starting and you know how to fix dryers. You learn dryers is like, everyone in the industry says dryers is the easiest thing to do. It really is. And say you don't want to do dryers, say you want to do dry vent cleaning. That's a whole nother game plan. That is extremely lucrative and little or no recall. Just invest in the equipment and you're on the way. But the key is you have to get your strategy in place. You have to set yourself apart. Look at your market, look at the reviews. A lot of the big guys are booked out 4, 5, 6 weeks because they have repeat customers and they cherry picking or doing whatever they feel they need to do. And then not to mention, they don't have the staff. And so you find your niche in those areas, particularly areas that are underserved, and you just explode and you repeat that process because you're gonna run into issues along the way. The key is how quick do you adjust and fix those problems to become better? Every day you have an opportunity to become better and you have to focus on those things. That's how you dominate your market.
And something I'll add there, Ericka.
Mhm.
So when I sit down with people, because I get those phone calls of, hey man, hey, I like the way you move. I like the information you put out, numbers you're talking. I want to model after you. And so how can we do this? So the first thing I tell people is, of course, you're going to figure out what your strategy is, but a key part of that strategy needs to be customer service excellence. Like that's a cornerstone. And I say that because once we start out on one side defining that lifetime value of the customer is very important, so to go with what the board said, if you get that customer and you got repeat transactions and they're sending you off to their friends and all that kind of stuff, it just grows. So, you maximize that, figure out what your key performance indicators are, what's going to drive that. But that's what I would tell somebody, like for our business, we define that reviews would be something critical that we track over time and take that feedback, make ourselves better. So now we know we're 4.9 and 5s across the board. And people just like come to us just because of that alone. And you're sitting in the house talking to them and it's like, man, yeah, I read your reviews and, they're repeating what the review said.
Yeah.
So you understand like that part is moving forward. Then you of course you have the next KPI and you move that forward and you just adjust and whatever. But man, I tell you, if you focus on the customer, you're empathetic with them, you put yourself in their shoes, you treat them with the dignity and respect they deserve, great things just happen. So I mean, that's what I would really, really, really push it for. And all that is, professionalism. No, like me, I wear the nice stuff, but I wear it branded, So I come in there, my pants aren't hanging down, my shoes aren't dirty, my hair looks good, I'm thinking like a military man, how do I want to present myself so that they see me as a true professional I am, because that's what drives the value. I want them to be lucky that they have me in their house working on their appliance. So that's what I would tell them.
Oh man, listen, I've seen people wear white shirts that were plumbers. I'm like, you don't need to wear no white shirt, you a plumber. What you doing, sir? Don't do it. Wear your branded material. Wear what wear your company logo, something. I remember I showed up at a painting job and one of our workers had a shirt on that said whatever. And I said, come on, man, we done give y'all all these shirts. And you out here with a shirt on that, it says something about you. You know what I mean? Like you out here working, people probably feel some type of way. You ever hear the people complaining, well, I can't find no customers. What are they doing wrong? If they can't find customers in this really busy, heavy market, what are they doing wrong?
Well, it's several factors that contribute to that. They might not necessarily be doing anything wrong, but they might not really know what the right thing to do. I mean, it really is location specific sometimes. Now, anybody in a metro area like Atlanta, you ain't got no excuse. I'm sorry. You ain't got no excuse.
Should they be wrapping their truck? Should they be putting a magnet on the side? What they should be doing?
All of the above. I have decals on the side of my truck. I've never had a wrapped vehicle, but wrapped vehicles are very effective. I'll
tell you, I know a few people.
Yeah. So, but I personally have never had a wrapped vehicle. And like I said, for as many years as I can remember, I've not had many issues getting work. But as far as location specific, as far as getting work, I know people here in Atlanta from at times who, crying the blues, saying they can't find no work. And I'm like, what are you really doing out here? Because here's the thing. If you are competing to be the lowest bidder,
Mhm.
you're in a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been in that race, and I don't care to participate in that race anymore.
Mhm.
Because here's the thing: once you learn how to sell your value, you no longer have to compete on price.
Right.
Right. And once I learned that, I never had another issue getting work. Because even if I don't have fresh leads coming in, I always got referrals coming. My phone ring every day with somebody new calling me for work.
I love it. I love it.
I have not done any paid advertising.
I love it. See, listen, what people don't understand is I remember we were going to a paint job and we saw this other guy in town. He had his wrap truck. And we were like, boy, I bet your phone ring. He said it rings so much we got a girl in the office answering the phone all day. And sometimes it's just people being nosy, right? We would put the sign out in front of the neighbor's house while we were painting.
Do you want to learn how to buy tax liens for less than $1,000 and get that immediate ROI return on your money? Come on over, hop into the free training. Listen, my name is Ericka Williams, author of the CLASSYIT blog. I'm a 6-figure YouTuber, got $2 million in portfolio that I manage. But listen, I'm gonna show you how you can get in to tax liens, sometimes for $400, $500, $1,000. Several of my students have immediately turned around and sold their properties, sold their vacant lots, and gotten their money 10x return. Look, don't take my word on it. Come on over, hop into the free training. No cost to you. Show you students, testimonials. Listen, I want you to get ahead this year, whether you work with me or not. But a lot of you are asking, how can I build my real estate portfolio? How can I make more money? How can I grow? But I only got a little bit of dough. Hey, let's get cracking. Let's work together. Hop into the free training and let me show you. It's your girl Ericka. Later.
And they'd be like, make sure you take it when you go. You'd be like, girl, calm down. So then we put the sign out there, right? And while we're in the house painting, people would be calling. Now I wasn't painting, but I knew I was taking them phone calls. So I knew when they were out there, I'd be like, that's right. Put that sign out there. Or if we did a fence, we put sign out by the fence, new fencing, you know. So a lot of it is on the job, how you carry yourself, how you dressing. Is it on your car? Because your neighbors be nosy. They'll call somebody. What are you guys hoping, what's the number of students you're hoping to impact every year? What's the big number? Because the sky's the limit, but I want to hear y'all number.
What?
Well, to be very honest with you, I would like at some point on this interview that each one of us speak to our sectors. And the reason I said that, we had a meeting before this, and I have there are a lot of women that are actually interested in signing up. And I'm one of those people, because I've always worked in a non-traditional field. I never really wanted to focus on the female aspect, simply because I wanted to be treated as an equal and not, because of a gender thing. I've been in it non-traditional for 30 years. So, me being female just meant that I'm better. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna be better at the job. I'm gonna pay attention to the details. I'm gonna be able to tough out the storms, because while my brothers over here beating their heads against the wall and trying to break something, I'm figuring out a way to get around it, and move on. I mean, these are facts. Everybody moves differently. So I'm looking, we would like to impact a minimum of 2,000 students, minimum. Right. 2,000. That's the minimum number. If it was my way, it'll be 20,000. And that's just about scalability.
We're gonna need some marketing budget on that.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, think about it. It's all about, hey, look, look who started with you, and look at her now. Terry.
Hey.
How much did Terry do on Teachable? What was
huge? I think it's over 10 mil, but that's the only thing I'm allowed to say online.
I got you. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
It's 40.
Let's just say I watched that interview with Charlamagne and them, and I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yes.
Very proud of that young lady.
Your gifts will make room for you, because there's plenty of people out here. I think in the next 5 years, you're gonna get a lot of people get real serious. Like, all right, what can I do with my hands? What can I do with this truck? What can I do? What can I pick up and take off and do? I think we have countless homes where there's I'm just gonna say it, baby boomers who ain't trying to lift nothing no more. They ain't trying to pick stuff up. Want you to come fix it. There's a lot of Gen Xers. There's a lot of folks who just can't fix stuff. They need help. And just like you were telling me about that refrigerator, I mean, the best thing you told me about was that Ring camera, because I went Googling Ring camera, and the first thing I saw was need help. Who do you find to install a ring camera? That was everywhere, all over the internet. How to install a ring camera? Who can you hire? How much does it cost? It's lots of money to be made out there. So explain to me, since you said what are your niches, well, what's Mr. Station, what is your niche? And then Mr. Terry, and then back to Rochelle.
Yeah, so I'll talk this on two fronts. So the first thing is what I'm looking to bring to the table and target and focus on is those transitioning veterans. That's very important to me, because what happens is, you spend 20, 30 years, whatever, in the military, and you kind of, you get detached with the business side and growing businesses. And, you kind of see yourself as a cog in the wheel. And then once you get to the end, you're like, well, what do I want to do? I've been taking orders for a very long time and marching to the beat of the drum, but guess what? Now I want to go do something different. Now I'm looking for that generational wealth, and I'm looking to, take my retirement check and not spend it all, for all my daily living, and be able to take that and do some other things with it. I want those people to experience what I have experienced as being a tradesman, and that's you write your own checks on your own time, on your own schedule, and you have freedom. And you have freedom to really get back some of the time you lost by, spending time overseas, spending time doing missions, whatever, and you're able to really focus on your family, which is something you always said you wanted to do at the end of your career. And the second piece is second chance employment. So, I was previously a certified professional in human resources. It expired. But that was one of the things where we went to a lot of these meetings and conventions that we talked about was second chance employment. You have those people that, have that mark, and the average employer, they just look right past them, and, they would be a great candidate because, look, their why is huge. They've been through it, and they want to make their mark. And guess what? Let me take that, bring that to the table, give you some great skills, and set you off on a new trajectory. And then the third piece is really our youth. So the beautiful thing I had was, in the military, I was a commander over our high schoolers that were either 11th grade or 12th grade. And they decided that, hey, I'm going to make a commitment to the military. And so in the summer, I'm going to come to you and you're going to teach me all these great skills so that when I get to basic training, I'm ahead, more successful, and have a higher propensity to graduate and to have a great career. So that's the thing I want also, because what happens is, when a lot of our youth don't see a road ahead, they get pushed into whatever someone else believes is the best thing for them. They may be good with their hands, good in shop class or whatever, and you have them going, go get a PhD in English or something, and it's years before they figure out this is not my passion. So I want to catch them and, kind of bring them in, let them touch the stuff, let them see what they do, and, also explain, because sometimes it's hard, hey, look, you're right here, but we can keep working you to get you where you need to be. Maybe not, you don't go 20 years out, but maybe you go 3 to 4 years out and say, hey, your life could be totally different. You can support your mom or whatever the benefit that this is going to benefit you. That would be one of the things. But the second thing is, I will tell you, I have a strong track record in developing people and helping people charter the next course or the next steps strategically that they need to have years down the road. So I'll briefly tell you that the best job I ever had in my 23-year military career was what they call an assignment officer. So basically, Ericka, if you were, Colonel Jones, I would sit down with you and say, hey, Colonel, in order for you to make general, look at your peers, you need to have more education, you need to do community service, you need to do this, just look at your whole body of work. And so what that allowed me to do was, number one, get people promoted against other people that didn't have that type of insight. But number two, it allowed me to just really spend that one-on-one time, really deep diving into, okay, who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How can I help you get to where you want to go with all the knowledge, skills, and experience that I have? And that is the most rewarding thing that I have ever done in my life.
I like it. I like it. Giving people that roadmap to follow.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, for me, my niche within Tech the Titan, as well as in my marketplace, is twofold: marketing and mindset. That's what keeps the cash register ringing right now. is I have been working on developing a bulletproof mindset. And it's a work in progress, right? The marketing piece is, like I said, once you realize your value, you no longer have to compete on price. So I sell my value everywhere I go. No matter what I'm involved in, I'm always selling my value. And in doing that, I come to show you my value. I come to show you that I can be an asset to you and your endeavor, whether that's working in your home or in a strategic partnership with a project that you're trying to get done. On the mindset piece, there's like 3 levels to this mindset thing that really put me over the top when it came to going from where I was to where I am today. And one of those things is like I like to call the law of infinite abundance. And that's that there's more than enough for all of us to have more than enough, and there's still plenty left over. So many of us walk around with a scarcity mindset. It's hard to see that you don't have to always be the lowest bidder. You don't have to always take whatever you can get. You don't have to be that person working with somebody that you can't stand or doing a job that you don't want to do. But it's all in the mindset. Another part to that is I like to think that I'm the best in my area of expertise. Now, I didn't say I was the best electrician walking around Atlanta. I said I'm the best in my area of expertise. So if you are the best, nobody expects you to be the cheapest. And by the same token, if you're the cheapest, nobody will believe that you're the best. See, so that is ingrained in my mind. And the third piece of that is about be, do, and have. If I identify a need and there's something out there that I want, then rather than me just sitting here saying, how can I get that? How can I get that? How can I get that? Because that's what I used to do, right? And it for whatever reason, it seemed like it either would never happen or would just take forever. How can I get this? How can I get this? How can I get this? Then I started going to, okay, who do I have to be to get to the level I need to be at to have what I need? So who do I need to become to do the things that need to be done to get the things that I want to have? So my whole perspective, my whole way of thinking has shifted over the years. And it just put me in a place to where, like I said, I'm just constantly developing what I call a bulletproof mindset. Because as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to be able to take them shots. and constantly. Like I always say, everybody ain't built for this. I'm not one of these people that I hear talking about everybody can be an entrepreneur and everybody can run a business. I don't believe that's true. Because if it were true, we'd all be millionaires and we've been living in a totally different type of society today. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
And as far as where I am, my niche is I started on the coaching side and helping business owners through the different platforms, figure out things. And my niche is just keeping it straight, keeping it 100 with everybody. I examine their businesses, we go over all their positive points, but then some of people just don't want to get their head out there, yan. So that's my specialty. I dig in. If anybody's ever been in any of my coaching sessions, I'm going to tell you the truth out of love, but I'm going to make sure that you go next level, because you will not be representing our brand and not do that. We will help you the entire way, even when you don't want to be helped. And the reality is that in order to be in the program and do well, you got to want it. And sometimes some people just need a little helping hand and a little drop kick every now and then. And so, I've done that with my students. They are all doing really well. And that's pretty much my niche. I call BS when I see it. And I let them know I've been there and this is how I got out of it. I was in the same space and I had to look in the mirror and get me out the way. And a lot of times, a lot of things we haven't been given and haven't been shown, I'm sorry, y'all, those excuses are over. In the age of the internet, in the age of the metaverse, in the age of YouTube, Google, and Facebook, there's no excuse. So that's my niche. My ultimate goal is though I want to be able to have people come through our program, to team up with other training programs, and actually feed the industry with technicians, because we really need to focus on the trades. And the beautiful thing about appliance repair is we touch everything from plumbing to electrical to HVAC, everything. And those are the heaviest hitters are electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. If you look at these companies that's running around the world, look at the companies, how many of them offer those three. And when you see them offering those three services, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, we have that really popular here in South Florida. They are making millions on a monthly basis, because that is how high the demand is. And we want to be able to feed those industries with our programs. That's my
I love it.
my goal.
Listen, I love it. I'm glad I muted myself, because when you said kick him in the yang, I had the guy that about spit over here, about coughed up. I said, oh Lord, not kick him in the yang. I told you guys about Kangaroo Roofing out here. It's a husband-wife company. They got TV commercials, they got radio ads. I said, oh, they making a killing. They made so much money, they bought out the other AC guy here in town. And now they got Kangaroo Cooling. I'm like, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Y'all already had all the roofs. Good gracious. And so I believe you. I believe they making a killing off those three alone. Well, a thing I really love is I love the show Blue Collar Millionaires. It's always had really unique characters, and I'm sitting here on the panel here. I'm pretty sure in a year or two, if not already, we're going to have some Blue Collar Millionaires up in here, because y'all is killing it. So even inside your network, do your students talk with each other on what, Facebook, a Discord group, or where?
Yeah.
Well, right now we have a Facebook group for the members for the, that's in the actual course. As far as that goes, for a private group, but we also are going to be rolling out what we call the Skilled Trades Book Club.
Ooh.
And, it's right now it'll be on Facebook, where it'll be open to the public, so they can come in and start picking up on the literature and a lot of the stuff that we read, a lot of the books and stuff that we read that helps us in our business on a daily basis, for all different genres. Because for me, it's just like every time I renew my electrical license, I have to go through something called continuing education, which is required by the state. So why not take it upon myself to continue my education voluntarily and stay ahead of the curve? You know what I mean? Because with the way technology is moving these days, especially in what I do, especially when you start talking about smart home technology, ring doorbells and those Nest thermostats, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just the tip of the, and a lot of electricians running around here don't even touch them.
That's crazy.
But
they don't want to break them, or what? They just scared?
I don't know what it is, but I eat good off of it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I eat real good off of it.
Terry just told you want to make some money, go get you and work on them Ring doorbell cameras and Nest.
I put so many daggone Ring doorbells and Ring cameras up around here, they ain't funny.
They listen. Atlanta Scoop, ATL Scoop. They need to give you a little promo page. Need a Ring doorbell camera? Call Mr. Terry, the electrician. He can you up. For sure. Well, you guys, I love it. I love having you on. I want to have you guys on again to talk about some of the stuff I'm seeing in the marketplace, especially as this infrastructure bill rolls out, because they're looking for people. They're looking for technicians hard to service a lot of areas. And so, I'm hoping to bring you guys on more so we can reach more young people and just more, sometimes adults. I get a lot of 50-something-year-old parents calling me to I need a second career. I'm retired from the first job. I need something to do again. Hey, I understand it. My mom retired, medically retired out of the military, and she needed something to do. She done used that GI Bill to death. She done got all kinds of degrees. Now she's like, all right, start a little business. So I love it. I hope to hear more from you guys. Where can people find y'all on the internet? You know, people want to look, they want to be nosy. Mr. Station, where can they find you on the internet?
Well, one main place they can find me is actually LinkedIn. So, I definitely always like to connect with other business professionals. Profiles updated. Yeah, I'll accept any invitation. Also, I'm on YouTube. And if you go and you just Google Appliance Professionals of Louisville, LOUISVILLE, you'll find me all over the place. Just click in, read in, connect with me. I will respond back.
I love it. Say it one more time for them again, because they be in the comments like, what you say? How you say it? Okay, say it one more time.
Appliance Professionals of Louisville, LOUISVILLE.
All right, Mr. Terry, where they gonna find you on the internet?
Just Google Terry the Electrician. I'm all over the place. I'm YouTube, Terry the Electrician, not LinkedIn. Well, I'm on LinkedIn, but you can find me on YouTube at Terry the Electrician. You can find me on Instagram at Terry the Electrician. You can find me on Facebook, Terry the Electrician, or Terry Chillionaire Henry.
Not Chillionaire.
Chillionaire. You see how I'm laid back in the chair, right?
I see.
I'm a real Chillionaire.
Love it.
No. But yeah, just at Terry the Electrician and I'll pop up.
And Rochelle, Miss Rochelle Ward, where can they find you in Florida when you ain't out there eating brunch, living your best life on the beaches of Florida?
You know it. Well, my favorite place for everybody to find me, as you know, is my channel, Solid Steps to Wealth. I'm always there. You always can reach me in the comments. Also, you can always reach me at Laser Appliance Repair. And you can look that up. We're right here in Florida, doing it big all times, all the time. And as always, you can also find me on look, you see this sleep? You see that sleep coming in that eye real quick? Yeah, but also you can see me on Facebook. We have Solid Steps of Wealth Facebook page. And I also have a Instagram, Solid Steps to Wealth. But the best place to find me is always on Solid Steps to Wealth, which is my page.
I love it. I love it. Listen, you guys, if you guys want to get into the Tech to Titans course, you've got to check them out. You're getting multiple types of business owners interacting with you in a group. You're in a group getting extra information, knowledge, talk to each other. Just in case you guys bump heads on something or you can't figure something out, you got other people to talk to inside that group. That's what you need. Listen, as we go into 2022, honey, it ain't no game out here now. Everybody ain't gonna be workers, but some of y'all may get inside this course and be able to hire some of your family, some of your friends, and some younger folks. Once you get those systems in place, once you get those SOPs in place, once you know how to properly train them. That's a big headache for people because they always say, I can't hire my son or daughter because they don't listen. Well, you got to be able to train them first and properly so they can operate independent of you. So you need to be able to get anywhere people are showing you the blueprint for the business. So listen, I'll have those links below in the chat. I'll have the links in the description. Y'all, we're going to bring them back because, there's always something going on. Now, if something falls, something blow up, I'm like, hey, what y'all think about this? Because I know they know where it's at. Now, when it comes to the Kentucky Derby, we're going to call him Mr. Station. He going to take us to the Derby, okay? He don't know, but he got to put it in his calendar, okay? You guys, thank you for being here. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. Hope to see you guys again on another channel on the same channel actually, but another time. All right, you guys.